Welcome to another episode of Mindhsift Minutes. Welcome to this week's episode of Mindhsift Minutes. It feels good to be back after Wayne Simeon and Aaron Majors definitely did a phenomenal job last week sharing about what you can expect from quarterlies. And for those of you who won't be here, Nathan will send you some highlights of what happened. But today is all about finding out what you believe. So let's do an exercise real quick. Grab either your notes in your phone or a piece of pen and paper and write down the 3 things that you spend the majority of your time doing. All right? For me, mine are going to work, reading, and talking to either my wife, my kids, or talking to people at work. And what those conversations largely are about is, coaching or finding ways to improve, myself, ourselves, on a daily basis. So we're going to multiply those 3 things by 5 years, and we'll come back at the end of the episode and talk about what that equals. But as far as today's episode, we want to talk about what we believe is possible. All right, and I asked all of your leaders in every single market what they believed was possible when you go on site to a residential job. How much control do you have over what happens? Can you bring back above standard metrics every time you go to a residential job site? I know there are many factors that lead into it. So I want you to comment below how much you think is in your control and how much of it is just the job. Is it 80-20, 75-25, 100% in your control? Is it 70-30? I don't know. You tell me what you think. Comment below with the breakdown. 80% maybe in our control, 20% not. These are answers that some of your leaders gave me. So I'm asking you guys the question as well. But here's what I believe. I know that 5 years from now, my life and what it is, it's up to me. 90% of what happens in my life 5 years from now will be because of what I chose to do with my time, how I chose to think, and what I believed and what I said. Now that 10%, I could chalk that up to maybe an act of God. Maybe consequences or things that happened in my past that I didn't have a lot to do with, maybe my parents or my grandparents, things of that nature that definitely affects where I am today, how I think, and how I analyze information. But what I do know is this: failures happen every day, although failure itself has no validation. So we are in control, and I want us as a Southwind team to gain alignment around what is possible. So what's your breakdown? If you go to a residential job, how much of that job is in your control as far as winning the job or losing the job is concerned? And how much is not in your control? So comment below and let us know what you think. The goal is to gain alignment so that we at Southwind all believe what's possible in a similar way. Now, back to the 3 things that you spend the majority of your time on. Let's multiply that by 5 years and see where it ends up. Here's what I can tell you. What you spend your time on is what you believe is possible. What you believe is possible is what you think about, what you talk about. And this turns into what your life is. Thanks for tuning in for this week's episode of Mindhsift Minutes.